Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be having a look at the new Pixel King wireless ITTL flash trigger for Nikon. Yes, you heard that correctly, for Nikon. Canon users, you guys have had yours for about 7 months now. Us Nikon shooters, we've not had a sniff of the King up until now. So today I'm going to start off by showing you guys some of the improvements which Pixel have done with the King over the Bishops. So for example, you see that YouTube, look what Pixel's done. Pixel is giving us an autofocus illumination light on our transmitter. I thought that was pretty cool. But it gets better. Watch this. If I switch on my speedlight, okay, look at that YouTube. We have an autofocus light on our speedlight and it's all been done wirelessly. I thought that was fantastic. Well done, Pixel. Okay, moving on. Pixel has installed these little grooves here on the locking ring, and that makes our job a hell lot easier of getting the transmitter on and off the camera. On the Bishops, if you had screwed that up too tight, that was a pain getting off, you know, because you couldn't get a grip, but now it's fixed. Well done, Pixel. Not only that, Pixel has installed here a little locking pin on the receiver of the King, which, you know, I noticed. Don't ask me why I noticed, but I noticed. So these little improvements, I've noticed them. Right, some bad news though. Let's get the bad news out of the way. Us Nikon shooters, we can't control this speed light the way we thought we could control it. We basically thought that we could control our speed light like we can with the Nikon creative lighting system. That is to say, commander mode. We thought that the Pixel King was going to give us like some form of commander mode. So if this speed light is on manual mode, I thought that I could go into my menu and I could say, oh, I want to go on ITTL. Okay, that's what I thought, but it doesn't work that way. Okay, it turns out that Canon shooters have a certain menu within their cameras that gives them the option of wirelessly adjusting an external flash, whereas us Nikon guys, we don't have that, so we've lost out on that feature. But I'm not bothered. I'm not that bothered because, you know, again, I've just showed you already, we've got an autofocus illumination light, and for £110-ish, we've got the TTL trigger. It shoots at a sync speed of 8,000 of a second. 8,000 YouTube. This is a Nikon D90. Its maximum shutter speed is 4,000 of a second, and it works perfectly. But I can go to 8,000 of a second. I don't have that kind of money to buy that kind of camera that shoots at 8,000 of a second yet. As always, Pixel is giving you, you know, the cases here, and you've got the wires, what you always need, and let me show you a closer look at how this works. Okay YouTube, so I've now switched over to my SB900, which has helped me going to better demonstrate to you how the Pixel King does work. As usual, we have our grouping buttons and channel selection buttons on the King itself. Now, let me show you this. I'm going to highlight to you again. As Nikon users, if we want to change our mode settings from like TTL to manual mode, we physically have to go to our speedlight and change that mode. Okay? Canon users do not. They can do that wirelessly. However, As Nikon, we can't. Okay, moving on. What we can do wirelessly though is our aperture. If you have a look at my speedlight, I'm on an aperture of f9. If I go to my camera and if I change my aperture, I'm now on f16. If I change that again, I'm on f8. And again, I'm on f5.6. Another thing what we can control is our ISOs. So if I change my ISO to 1000, I've moved to ISO 1000. If I change it back down to ISO 400, I'm back on ISO 400. Another thing what Pixel has done is they've done this little setting where whatever focal length you move to, so does your speedlight. So I'm currently on 18mm of a focal length. If I change that, I am now on a focal length of 38mm. If I change that again, I'm on a focal length of 52. And right back down to 18. And there we go, we're back at 18. If I change my exposure value, there we go, we don't actually see this change on the speedlight. So if I move it again, go into my pluses, again, we don't actually see that changing on the speedlight. However, what we do see changing is our meters of the effective flash range. So there you go, YouTube. That's basically how the Pixel King does communicate with the SB900.